Hello, amiibros. This is Jason of Game.Shocks, and welcome to my 56th haul video featuring animals. So for this haul video, and this is going to go for the next few haul videos that I have in the future, this is going to be chronicling all of my pickups that I got over the summer. So for like this one in particular, this is going to be for the beginning of the summer, so this is going to be like roughly around like May to June. Plus one game that I got recently that I wanted to talk about. And why May and June? Well, because for cinema, May is considered the start of the summer season, even though it's not summer. So if they can consider May to be a part of the summer, I guess I will too in some way. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this haul video in particular because I got one game in, like near the end that spiked a lot in value over the last like month or so because of a specific movie. Spoilers without context. So yeah, and then also with Game Informer shutting down recently, Core Gaming, like one time I went there, they had like this bin full of like Game Informers that I just grabbed a bunch of, and they were all free for the taking. So some of these I'm pretty sure I have already, but I wanted to show you these anyway because you know me and Game Informers. So this first one is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, issue 314. I'm not sure if that's going to focus or not. Yeah, it's not. So, and I'm not going to show the backs because some of the addresses aren't like highlighted out, so I don't want to show that. This next one is for Control. This one looks pretty cool. This is issue 312, so like pretty soon after like that Ultimate Alliance 3 one. This one for Uncharted Lost Legacy, I believe, right? Yeah, Lost Legacy, issue 288. Oh, this one looks pretty cool. This is for a big game. The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, issue 239. What's this from? March 2013. Wow, that's pretty cool. This one, I remember this game. I remember this flop of a game, Anthem. I mean, I heard the game sucks, and it's dead, but that art looks cool. This is issue 303. There's two more. This one, I think, is the oldest one I have, or it might be. No, it's not. Far Cry 4. This is issue 255 from July 2014, which, can you believe that was 10 years ago? And this last one is, this one's pretty. Dreams, issue 307, from November 2018. And then those are all the Game Informers. Then the last thing is this Walmart Game Center presents Geek with like stuff for 2024 and Sonic Superstars. So yeah, but anyways, let's begin. So now, let's start. Okay, so first we're going to start with my pile from Core Gaming as a nice segue to all those Game Informers. So the first game I got from Core Gaming is a game I got for $8. It's a Sega Dreamcast game, which I don't really get a lot of those. And it's in some kind of like strange packaging since it doesn't have a jewel case. And that game is Wild Metal, which is a very underrated vehicular combat game for the Dreamcast, published by Rockstar. So I'd imagine not many people are familiar with this title. But yeah, it's a very good game with like a lot of explosions and tumbling vehicles on this like futuristic world. So inside, like this is how it folds. It just goes up like this, and then there's the disc, and then like the manual. But luckily, I have an empty jewel case that I could put this in. So no harm, no foul there. So at least I'll have 2/3 of Wild Metal. Next game is a Genesis game. It's just a cartridge. I got this one for $10, which is a game that I'm sure everyone, or at least most people watching this, have like a dozen copies of this game. And that game is Sonic the Hedgehog. But the thing that makes this Sonic one distinct from all the other ones is that, for one, there's no not for resale on the cartridge. And that's it. Another reason is I don't have a working copy of Sonic 1, which is kind of weird to say. I did have a copy, but it didn't work. And I also have an empty case for Sonic 1 that is not for resale. So I can now put a cartridge in that case to have a not for resale copy of Sonic 1 complete. So it basically just Frankensteined a Sonic 1 together. Next game is an original Xbox game. I got this one for $10 as well. And that game is Just Cause, which I don't really hear as much talk about this one compared to its sequels. Maybe because like now there hasn't been like a Just Cause 5, so maybe that might be a reason for it. But this first one is like I don't know. It's like I mean obviously I need it for excuse me. I needed it for my collection because I don't have it. But I don't know. This one's like kind of intriguing since I don't really hear that much about it. I'm sure it's the same as the other one, like all of its sequels. But yeah, so it's complete. And not only does it have one manual, it has two manuals. This one is in Spanish, so like if in case you have like two copies of two copies. Excuse me. If you have two copies of the manual, have no fear because that's just the Spanish manual. And then there's another one in English. And then down here it even says like full Spanish and French language version on disc. So it's all intentional, I think. All right, next game, also for $10, is a PlayStation 2 game. And that game is Frogger, Ancient Shadow. Because I was, remember in the intro, which wasn't that long ago, I was saying about featuring animals. Well, this is one of many animals that is that has a game. And this was the last one of like the like 6th gen Frogger games I needed, like not counting the handheld games. So. But yeah, but this one's not too bad. Like the Frogger games, like themselves, like after like the arcade game, are not too bad. Like they're not like the greatest games in the world, but they're solid for what they are. If you want like classic arcade style Frogger, but yeah, and I think I showed. Yeah, it's complete. There's a little rip on the manual, unfortunately, but it's good for all the frogs out there. So Kermit would like it. Next game, another game with an animal. I got this one for $15, and this is a childhood game for me that I've been wanting a copy for a while, and I just never pulled the trigger until now. And that game is Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. I don't know what that sound it made when it hit, but the case is a little cracked, unfortunately. But Croc, Legend of the Gobbos is, like I said, a game that I grew up playing. Not a whole lot because like the copy that I had as a kid was very scratched, so didn't necessarily get far in this game, nor did I have a memory card as a kid, so I didn't really get anywhere. But yeah, I'm glad to have this back in my collection to have a good old nostalgic time. And it's complete, even though the case is unfortunately shot, if I can even get this back in. There, that'll do it. Next game is a Wii game that I think has some value to it, but like I had the first one in this franchise of like a few games. It's a simple little game known as Endless Ocean Blue World, which I have the first one on Wii, and the new one just came out like months ago, back in May. But this one, I'm not really sure. Like if I'm sure it's probably like the same game and such, of like finding all these like sea creatures and such. So it's probably like it's like a very relaxing game. I don't even know how that got in there. But yeah, any like Nintendo game that's like a decent price is good in my books, and it's complete, and the cover is nice with the sunset, so it's lovely. Next game for $20 is a N64 game. It's a pretty popular one for the N64, and that is Jet Force Gemini. I haven't played this one yet, so can't necessarily say much on it, but I just know it's like, you know, Rareware classic, and I'm pretty sure this is on Rare Replay. I just don't have Rare Replay, but I know it's a great game, as were most of Rare's games back then. Our next game is a PlayStation 2 game. This one was $25. By the way, the next like 2 games are also $25. And this one completes a trilogy for me, and that is Onimusha 3 Demon Siege. Now, I've found copies of Onimusha 1 and 2 all the time, but for some reason, the third one has always eluded me. I don't know why that is. Like, even like when I bought this at like Core Gaming, like even he was saying like, yeah, I don't know why, like you could never see the third one, but like Onimusha 1 and 2 you could find like copies like all the time, but 3 is just that one that's just like, it's like like trying to like dodge me just like a ninja. But yeah, it's complete, and it's got Jean Reno's big nose. So yeah, probably French. I mean, if you could tell by the Eiffel Tower in the background. Next game is a original Xbox game, another one that I've been looking for quite a while. I know I say that a lot, but it's true. As a collector, you always say that. But this one in particular, I've been looking for a while, and that is Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller. Or actually, no, excuse me. Hey, come on over. It's time to have some fun with Crazy Taxi 3. So I played a little bit of this one, not much. So I'm pretty sure it's a lot of similar, like gameplay to like the first 2 games. There might be some things that are different. I just haven't like sunk my teeth into the game that much. Unlike the logo, which is like going crazy on itself. And it's complete, which is going to be the case for most of these games. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some like casino fun, judging by the titles, but we'll have to wait and see. Next game is a PS3 game, and with this game, I now have, not counting some ports and the one that's exclusive to Europe, I now have every game in this franchise, and that game is Ratchet & Clank Full Frontal Assault. So, like I said, barring Quest for Booty, which physically only came out in Europe, I believe, and Japan, I now have every Ratchet & Clank game in my collection. I just don't have the ports for Ratchet & Clank Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank on PSP, but those don't count. I already have the PSP versions. But yeah, glad to finally have this one, because again, just like with Onimusha 3, Ratchet & Clank Full Frontal Assault has just been like eluding me, as if it was like on its own full frontal assault of mayhem and bolts. But glad to finally have it. Alright, last 2 games from Core Gaming are 2 games I got for $30. And this next one is another PlayStation 2 game of another game that is a classic, and that is Rayman 2 Revolution. This game is a port of Rayman 2 from like N64 and Dreamcast. I don't exactly know which version this one's based off of. Might be a Dreamcast version. I could be wrong about that. But Rayman 2 is a classic game, and you know everyone loves Rayman 2. You love it from like all its like gibberish, like Italian style linguino, and the dark themes, and like Rayman 2 is just classic. Like I don't really have much to say about it, and that cover's beautiful also. Like Rayman just wanted to give you a good old high five. Alright, next game, last one for Core Gaming, is a 3DS game of a pretty big title from the N64. I think I might have spoiled it just by saying that. And that's Star Fox 64 3D. Now, the reason why I bought this one is because 3DS games are, I'm sure, going up in price even as I speak in this moment in time. So I know Star Fox 64 on N64, I don't think is that worth that much. I bought the 3DS version because of, in case it goes up in price, and if I don't buy it now, I might never ever buy it if it's like ever goes up in price. But I did. Haven't tried it yet, but knowing what I've heard about Star Fox 64 and knowing how much of a classic it is, by the way, it's complete. I'm sure I'm gonna be in for a good time as I do a dual barrel roll. Perfect English. Next is one of my piles from Bull Moose. Now with Bull Moose, these 2 piles, one is for movies, another is for games, except for this one movie up here that I want to show. This is a Steelbook, Best Buy Steelbook. This was the last thing I ever bought at Best Buy when it comes to a movie before they liquidated their inventory. and that is the steelbook for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. One of the steelbooks. I don't have the other one with Namor on it, but I remember really liking Wakanda Forever. It was such a like nice emotional like tribute to Chadwick Boseman. I have the card on here, but it doesn't fit on here very well, as you can see. And my steelbook, like even though it looks really nice and very nice and blue, for some reason like this like clamp up here doesn't hold very well, and so that kind of sucks. But hey, at least I have the steelbook, and there's the 2 discs, and then there's what's her name? The bald chick. What's her name? This one. I forget her name, but like she's like diving or something. I forget, but I remember really liking Wakanda Forever. Let me put that up there. Alright, now for Bull Moose. So my movie pile from Bull Moose is not very big, so I'm just gonna might just go through some of these really quick. A good chunk of these are steelbooks. The first 2 are actually 4K steelbooks that I got for $5.97, which hell of a price for 4K steelbooks. And these first 2 are Disney films. And the first one is What Can I Say Except Moana, and You're Welcome, and all this. Fitting that I got this one considering the sequel is on its way. But yeah, I love Moana. It's one of my favorite Disney films, especially from like the 2010s. Not crazy about the art though. I wish it was just more like didn't have this much white. But I like the back though with Maui. But yeah, this movie's a terrific Disney film. Like if you haven't seen Moana, please do. It's such a good movie. I don't even much to say about it. Like all the praise you've heard about Moana, like with the songs, the animation, the characters, whatever else you can think of. It's a great film. Let me put that up there. And then the other Disney steelbook I have, 4K steelbook, also for $5.97, is Frozen 2, which I don't love nearly as much as like Moana, or I like the first Frozen better. But this steelbook, I will admit, it is a really nice steelbook with like Elsa and the horse, I forget its name, like calling for each other into the unknown. And the back just has a snowflake. I think the first Frozen steelbook also has some kind of snowflake on it. I don't know why I'm blanking on just such a simple word. But yeah, Frozen 2, enjoyable film. I prefer the first one. Next one is a standard Blu-ray. I think this is just my only standard Blu-ray, and it is a movie that I know my parents really like, and they've said like, watch this movie, Jason, and I'm like, okay. And that movie is Cinderella Man. Can't really say much about this one since I haven't seen it yet, but I like Russell Crowe and almost anything. So, and he's a boxer, and he gets to beat people up like he does in Gladiator, but instead of swords, it's with his fists. Count me in. I don't even know where to put it. It's like as a boxer, and you don't know where to go. Next is a 4K of a franchise that I'm like slowly getting each of the installments for, and that's John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, which I got for $11.97. Don't have the first one yet, so still waiting on that. So this one will be waiting for just a little bit longer until I see the first one. But like I said, when I saw John Wick 4, John Wick 4 was awesome. Can't wait to see the rest of these. Like John Wick is like one of those like franchises where like we're like one of how do I phrase this? I don't know how to phrase it, but like where like everyone likes like all of the films. There isn't one that's like considered like the best out of all of them. Maybe when I see all of them, that'll change my mind, but that's just how it is for the time being. All right, next is a Blu-ray steelbook. Now I don't know if I've said this before, but I'm not the biggest anime guy out there. But the one area of anime that I do watch is Studio Ghibli films. I've been getting into like their movies more and more as time goes on. And I saw this movie, This was the second one I watched, because all of the Ghibli films are on Max, except for one of them. And I saw this one, and I was like, this is a great film. I want to get this steelbook. And that is, I'm trying to be careful, Kiki's Delivery Service. I got this one for, I think it was $20. I forget the price, but this is a great film. If you've ever seen Luca, the plot is kind of like Luca, but instead of fish people, it's with this little witch named Kiki, and she starts her own delivery service with this pregnant lady and her family, and they get up to misadventures and just deliver things, and that's the film. It's simple and it's excellent. And yeah, so there's like the discs. They both have different art. There's like this thing on the inside with like Ponyo and all the other steelbooks on the back there. And then there's art on the back. You can't really see it very well, but just believe me that like this is like that. I recommend seeing this film, especially if you like if you've seen like Luca or other kinds of like fish out of water type stories. I think you would dig this film. Next steelbook, because I got two Ghibli steelbooks. Let me just get this one out again. Trying to be careful with these. This one, as of right now, this is my favorite Ghibli film, although I haven't seen Spirited Away yet, so keep that in mind. And that film is, again, I'm trying to be careful, is The Wind Rises, which I love this film. Take what if you ever seen the film The Aviator with like Leonardo DiCaprio, take instead of not ADHD, instead of OCD and like filmmaking, just take that part of it. I hit my light, and take that with like chasing your dreams, and you basically get The Wind Rises. But it's so like heartfelt, and it has such a great message about chasing your dreams. I love this movie, and I love the discs, and I love the inside also, and how blue it is. Not sure you can see. It's like there's like planes in the background. And it's a good film about planes as well, just like The Aviator. And there's a lot of big people in the English cast, which, yeah, I recommend Studio Ghibli. They're like the Pixar of Japan. Next one is a digibook, actually. Another one I've been looking for a while, and that film is Dr. Zhivago. A lot of similar people worked on Lawrence of Arabia and this film, and I have a cousin who has like read the book on this and seemed interested in it, and I sounded interested because I like those kind of like historical epic films. So there's like the Blu-ray inside and the cool art, and then like different disc. Don't really have much to say on it because it's a very long film. How long is it? It doesn't say. I know it's like at least like 3 hours or something, but that's to be expected with those kind of like historical epics, because that's what they are. They're epic and giant. Alright, this last movie that I got from Bull Moose is a 4K. This is actually my first ever Arrow Video title that I have. So I have like a few Criterions in my collection, but like I've seen like Arrow Video titles before, but like none of them really caught my eye until I saw this one. And that is Hugo. Speaking of like Martin Scorsese and The Aviator, a Scorsese film that you could watch with your family. That's something I thought I would never say in my life, but it's true, and it's a really good movie. You take the slipcover off, it looks like in the clock. It looks really nice, and then there's like the train station, and then like there's Unlock the Secret, and there's a bunch of discs in here. I got this one for $25 when Bull Moose had a sale with their Arrow Video titles, and this was the one that like really caught my eye. So there's like the bonus disc, and then there's I think this has a 3D version of it, and then there's the 4K. It's a very nice movie. It's cute. It's a nice look. Again, like I said, it's a Scorsese film that you can show your kids. Like what? I never thought that such a thing would happen. Let me get this in here. It's a little kind of a pain to get the slipcover back on. If I can get it on. Yeah. We'll go with that. Alright, now we can move on to the games, and this will be the last pile for this video. So the first 3 games I got for $3.97. The first one, this will be very quick, is a DS game, a loose DS game called My Frogger Toy Trials. So apparently I got more than one Frogger game. And this one is about toys and frogs, and it is mine. Just like how this little green floppy thing is mine. Alright, next for $3.97, I got for the PS4 Dying Light. Can't beat that price for Dying Light, because this was the only copy that was like that cheap. Every other copy was like 15 bucks. I haven't played Dying Light yet, but I just know that this is considered a good game, a good zombie game. Yeah, and a sequel as well. I sound like Jeff Goldblum with the amount of stuttering I'm doing. Next is a Wii game, like I said, also for $3.97. And that game is Big Brain Academy Wii Degree. So if you know Brain Age on the DS, they turned it into a Wii game, and you know, you got to use your brain. If you don't use your brain, then what are you doing? Use it. Big fun for big. It's a tongue twister. Big fun for big brains and for big groups, for all the big boys and big girls out there in this big world. Yeah, so like it's like a bunch of mini games that are like, I'm assuming math related, because that's what Brain Age and all these kind of brain games are. So it's complete. And again, first party Nintendo. Can't beat that price. Next for $4.97, I got a Xbox 360 collector's edition of a game. But unfortunately, it's not in very good shape though. But I want to show you it anyway. And that game is The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Now, as you can see, it's very beat up. Like those rips right here, it's very worn down. But for $4.97, $5, like how could I possibly pass that up? And it has such cool artwork. It looks like, it reminds me of like Lord of the Rings, with like this kind of artwork, and how like angry this knight is at this guy who's very spiky and worn down, we'll say. And then there's like the disc, and I'm assuming this is a map of some kind. And then over here there's the manual. Very cool release. I want to get like the standard like T-rated release of Oblivion, because I know like they re-released it with like an M rating and such, and even this collector's edition's like T-rated. But yeah, it's a really cool release, and like I don't think you would ever expect the collector's edition of a game to be worth $5. Next for $5.97, I like how we're slowly going up the price. Next is the original Xbox game, and that is X-Men Legends 2: Rise of Apocalypse. Another game that like I've been looking for a while, but like I didn't really want to pay like 15 bucks for it. Like call me cheaper or something, but like something about it, like I feel like I could have found this game for like a little cheaper. And then I found a Blue Moose one day for $5.97, and I was like, all right, you're coming with me, bub. And it's complete. And I've also heard that this is like the better game of the two X-Men Legends games, so really excited to try it out. It would also be fun to try that on multiplayer too, because I've heard those games are great in multiplayer. Next game for $6.97, the beloved price of $6.97 in my heart, is Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. This is a game I used to have on the PS2. I never played it though. My brother used to play it, and I would always just watch him play it. Like I always liked watching BMX like stunts as a kid. So that's why I was kind of drawn to this more than like Tony Hawk. But first, I don't know why I never played it until like I was much older. But I played it, and it's a good game, and it's complete. And you know, bikes are cool. You do a lot with bikes. Next for $7.97, this is my first PlayStation Vita game I own in my collection. Now I don't own a PlayStation Vita, but any Vita game that's like $7.97 that's not a Lego game is a good deal. And that is Shantae, Half Genie Hero. Now I haven't played this one in particular, but I've played Shantae and the Seven Sirens, I believe, on my computer like a while ago, like on my Mac, and it was pretty good. I haven't played this one, but I've heard a lot of good things about like this series. Nothing inside, unfortunately. No, a lot of Vita games don't have things inside, but there is the cartridge, and there is that. And I do like how small the the Vita cases are. They're very cute for something that like is that small. All right, next for $8.97, I got on PS3. I got the God of War collection, which I don't really need this technically because I already have the God of War Saga, but it's a different release of this before like the Saga came out, and like I still need to get the Origins collection, but yeah, just wanted to show it off. That's it. All right, next for $9.97 is another original Xbox game, and that is Burnout 2: Point of Impact, the director's cut. I believe that says behind the sticker, with all kinds of extras. Burnout 2 is a really fun racing game, just like Burnout 3 and Burnout Revenge. It's just not as crazy as those two games, but it's a really fun game. I mean, just look at the extreme chaos that's going on on the cover. Are you sold? Are you sold yet? If you're not, then go do some driving and see for yourself. All right, next is a PS4 game for $10.97, and that is Infamous Second Son Limited Edition. Now, I used to have this game in my collection, but it was in very rough shape, so I wanted to get a new copy for myself. And then I found this again at Bull Moose, and then something was awakened inside me. Not really. I'm exaggerating. It's complete, and it's got like alternate cover art on the inside. Heard good things about this game and about the whole Infamous trilogy. All right, next. So this next one is a Wii U game. I got it for $18.97. Like the price says $18.97, but I traded some stuff in to Bull Moose, and I got it for $6 in like store credit. So I basically got it for like about $12. So that's why this one's like that's why it's next. And that is Legend of K Anniversary, which is a game from the PS2 that got like remastered on the like Wii U and PS4, I believe. And it has like this like cat tiger thing. I think it's some kind of platformer or beat 'em up. I mean, the screenshots make it look like a beat 'em up, but I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but it looks pretty fun from the looks of it, and it's complete with K, I'm assuming, giving like a very ferocious look of to just like play it. All right, next is a loose 3DS game that I got for $15, and this one will be quick. It's just Pokemon Moon, with no case though, but Pokemon for a price like that, can't beat it. Next, for $22.97, I got another PlayStation Vita game. This one I might sell, to be honest, because I think I could play this series on PS4. But this one is Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony for $22.97. The case is a little busted. I don't know if you can see on the bottom, but yeah, I've heard good things about like the Danganronpa games. It's just I don't really know anything about them other than they're like visual novels. And then there's the cartridge. Nothing in over here, unfortunately, but there is. I don't know if you can see some alternate cover art down there. So that's cool. All right, last thing from Bull Moose. And then like I have my other game right next to it. So remember what I was saying earlier about like my game that spiked up in value? So this is that game. So you'll see the price for it. It's $37.97 on the sticker, but I believe I used my. This was a different time I went to Bull Moose. I traded in some things from Bull Moose, and I got like I think it was like $15, something like that in store credit, and I used it on this game to get it basically for about like $22-23. I forget exactly. And that game might be the most expensive game in my collection now. And that game is Deadpool, baby. This was a game I was already looking for even before like the price like really spiked up for Deadpool. But once Deadpool and Wolverine came out and like the price like just went insane, I was like, I just like scored big time on this game. Because it's delisted off like digital store, so I was like even lucky to even find like this. And another reason why I got Deadpool is because I had this game on Xbox 360, but my copy didn't work. So so that was also why like I got Deadpool. And because, you know, Deadpool is just, I mean, he's something else. Just look at him. I can't even read. I mean, he's so awesome. Like, the sticker can't even, like, show the whole review of him just talking about himself. Because that's how awesome Deadpool is. But yeah, really, really happy to have this game. And like I said, I think after it's spiked up in price, it might be my most expensive game that I currently own. So, new record! Alright, my last game is, like I said, it's a game that just came out recently. I just got it in the mail today. I got it from GameStop's website. And that game is the ever so lovable Astrobot. So yeah, I can't wait to play this game. I've tried avoiding as much as I could about this game, aside from like the first trailer that we saw from like earlier this year, I want to say, from like the PlayStation State of Play from May, I want to say. It's something like that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So I want to stream this game, and that's why I've been saving it for last. Hold on, let me grab my knife. I've been wanting to play this game and stream it to everyone. So like that's why I would have done it today, but like as I'm like filming this, but it's getting late, so I won't be able to do that. Also, this feels pretty heavy, so I wonder what kind of like goodies are inside. But anyway, what I was saying was, I've heard like just that this game is like the best game of the year, and like might be even like a contender to like win game of the year at this year's Game Awards, more than likely. But we'll see about that, because I would not expect this game of all games to be like the best game of the year. And look at that. Hold on. New game smell. This is the disc. Let me. Is there artwork on the back of the disc? Oh, there is. It's like all these like Astrobots as like cameos, because that's one thing I heard about the game was there's all sorts of cameos from all sorts of characters throughout PlayStation's history. So we got like bonus contents with a like Parappa skin, and what's this? Is this I think some kind of comic book. Oh no, wait, no, is this a poster? When was the last time you saw a poster in a game that wasn't from like limited run? Oh yeah, look at that. I don't want to fold the whole thing out, but like I'll probably end up doing that anyway. I don't want to rip it either. Like I just opened it. But yeah, look at that. That is awesome. Let me see the other side. Oh, look at. Oh, I can't show it all on camera, but it's a PlayStation 5 floating throughout space. That's so cool, man. That's just getting me even more hyped to play this game, if I could fold it correctly. Okay, I think I got it. I'll fix it afterwards. But yeah, that's getting me even more hyped to play Astrobot. I don't think I did it right. Oops. I'll fix it later. But anyways, yeah. Stay tuned for some streams on Astrobot. I'm really excited to play this game, and hope you are too. So yeah, that is it. So thank you all for watching the video, and please comment, like, and subscribe. And next video, next video is, I'm not sure what it's going to be. You'll see in the next couple days, or tomorrow. I have no idea. But expect to see some Astrobot streams and some other videos down the pipeline. Yeah. And feel free to follow me on social media. Links will be in the description. And see you on the PlayStation 5 with all of our little Astrobots and in the console and in the controller, where we're just doing... where I'm slamming and abusing my desk. So shock the world and us, amiibros. Goodbye.